Welcome back to the second episode of the Offcast, a very new segment of the Shortcast by Prithu. And here I am back again, inviting over my friends to have a chit chat session on various topics so that you are entertained in these tough times of quarantine. So yes, this is gonna be very intriguing, very interesting, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So today I will be inviting over my student exchange program partner, Matthis, and he is my very great friend, and we actually have quite some similarities, and yes, we do make a good team also, and we have a good friendship too. So yes, this is gonna be very great stuff out here. Without wasting your time, I believe I should invite over Matthis for this very great session, for this chit chat. So stay tuned. So yes, the time has come, listeners, and I will be inviting over my great friend from Germany, Matthis. So Matthis is here with us. So hey Matthis, how is Germany doing with quarantine?
Hey Peter, Germany is doing pretty good, I think. How about you? How's India doing with quarantine?
Yes, India is coping up with the problem. We have had various measures taken to solve this difficulty, and yes, we are doing fine too.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Hope you're safe and healthy out there, because it's very not a good situation everywhere around the world. And so I have basically invited you over to discuss on various questions that I had, and I believe my listeners also have that. So this podcast is gonna be very informative, very intriguing, and I hope you are ready to answer those questions.
I am, I think.
So Matthis, without wasting the time of our listeners, I must jump right into the questions. So I had a question how Germany is dealing with the problem of corona, and what measures have been taken, what rules and what laws have been implemented out there. So can you brief my listeners about that?
So yeah, luckily everything is getting better right now. Everything is starting to open up again. You can even go on vacation, but only in the European Union. But still, pretty cool. It depends on the countries, of course, if they are allowed to let tourists in. And there are also traveling advice for each country. But still, you can travel. But, yeah.
And in Germany, how many people can gather together?
So it can meet up to 10 people. But they have to be from 2 different households. Not much, not more. Yeah, which is a problem, but actually not everyone cares so much about it. Everyone is getting looser, and yeah, which is also kind of good, I think, because especially in the north where we live, like me in Malta, there's not such a big problem with corona anymore, luckily.
Oh, so that's great that corona hasn't been affecting much in the north region of Germany, and people are, you said, that they are losing not the fear, but actually they have become quite ignorant, I believe, because that's good in some sense, but that's also bad news also, because yes, they are ignoring a big problem, and because also these ignorant people out there are present everywhere, and these sometimes cause troubles, and they sometimes disrupt the working of the society. So I believe yes, that's good in one sense too, but that also causes some problems.
Yeah, of course, that's right. I also feel a lot of people underestimate it. There were also some corona parties, which are basically parties in the time of when there was a total lockdown and you were just not allowed to throw any parties with more than 2 people. And of course, this is a big problem.
Yes, so the example you stated, the corona party, yes, that was a big problem, because they underestimated the problem, and that could have resulted in a devastating situation if it hadn't been taken care of. So Matthis, I believe my listeners are well aware now what is the situation in Germany, in the European Union. You talked about the European Union too. So thanks for briefing us about this stuff. And now let's move on to the other question, and yes, we will discuss on further. So Matthis, you actually visited India in the month of October last year, and you had a great time, I believe. So can you share your opinions on India so that our listeners could know, and yes, you could speak your heart out about India?
So yeah, one thing that was overall visiting India was great. But one thing that was pretty good was the people. That was so nice and hospitable, which was very cool. Like the society you lived in, where we always played football with the other kids, and it was so cool because everyone was nice to me.
Yes, they
And
also missed you when you were gone.
Yeah, of course, screw them for me.
I will definitely.
So when there was the festival Diwali, it was so cool, being there and all the crackers and fireworks and stuff. And there was this one thing which was like a little balloon with a candle inside, which we lit up and it flew in the sky.
Yes, we the hotter balloon, the shortened version of it, and we lit it up, and then it went to the skies. It was a great scene, and we all loved it. And I actually loved it, you being at the time of Diwali, because it's a festival of lights and you saw a lot at that time.
Yeah, it looked so cool. Every house had something that lit up, and just the whole town looked so cool because of it.
And what were your favorite monuments in India?
So we visited the Taj Mahal, which is of course pretty great. It just looked super because the stone it was made of, it was so white which is
Yes,
and
the white marble.
and the garden around it was also pretty good. But one thing I even liked more was the temple we visited with the others, with the whole class.
Yes, the Akshardham temple.
Yeah, this one because it was so cool. There were also so many things in there for tourists, I think, where you could inform yourself about Hinduism, how it works, and the temple itself. And just also the temple was, all the statues inside there was very, just great. Great to see that, I think.
Yes, and did you enjoy the light and sound show that we had there?
Pretty good. He even made the less spicy ones for me. Of course, the one still spicy for me, but it was so good, and it was very different from Germany. The way you eat, and the food was so good. I loved it. Yeah.
That's really great. Yes, Indian food is very great, and I was grateful to host you here, and I'm great that you like the food and like the monuments and liked India and its people. So we are very grateful to you.
Yeah, but what about you? I mean, you were in Germany too. What were the things you liked most about Germany?
Oh, yes. So actually, Germany is a very great place, I believe. And the people out there, oh my god, they're very hospitable. And the monuments there, the one we visited, this Michael Church, the Saint Michael Church. We also visited the Chocolate Museum, the Elbphilharmonie, situated in Hamburg, I guess.
Hamburg is cool.
So that was a very great experience, and I got to know more about the German culture. And yes, it was a very great exchange program. I also visited the miniature wonderland, and I was very surprised to see how they have built the whole city of Germany, and various not only Germany, the 7 wonders of the world, also the various countries of the world, USA, the European Union and stuff like that. So it was also very great, and the train also there. So I was quite surprised and how creative you people were there. And yes, I loved your school also. It was quite great. I had a great time there. We enjoyed a lot, and when the farewell day, we partied a lot. I actually went on a walk in Germany without like riding the bicycle, so I saw a lot of your town, Ahrensburg, a very great town indeed. So in all, Germany, a fantastic experience, I believe.
Yeah, that's nice to hear.
So Matthis, you visited India and I visited Germany, and we enjoyed a lot. We got to know each other, we got to know about your culture, you got to know about my culture, and you were also well aware of the problems in India, and also I was aware of the problems back there in Germany, and we also had a talk about that. So will you tell our listeners about how India could cope up with this problem and with this distressing corona situation which hit us like a surprise? And yes, there have been mistakes, in fact there have been some problems too, but coping up with them is what makes like a difference. So what is your take on that? You have the floor.
Okay, so yeah, corona is obviously a big threat, like to the whole world, especially in the USA. You can see the numbers rising, like in Brazil also, and of course in India it's also a problem. So I think just to stop the spread of the virus, which is also very deadly in India because there are just so many people that it's perfect for the virus to spread. You just have to avoid people meeting each other. So this is the way the virus spreads. And I guess this is just how it works. You have to shut down the public life. Yeah.
That's correct, like shutting down the public life and avoiding contact, and I believe we have been doing that. And at the start also, like we started out very early. That was a great step by the government of India, and after that like we are opening now the obviously there has been relaxation there also in Germany. We had to talk about that too, and like also we are opening up in India. So I believe yes, it becomes like quite difficult because there are so many people, overpopulation, and for the virus to like spread up, as you correctly said. So yes, there are times, but we need to stick together, follow the rules, follow the regulations, and take precautions, wear masks, sanitizers and stuff. That's the very basic in order to cope up with this problem. So Matthis, thank you for your views here, and I guess we shall end with this session of the podcast. So I always ask my guests like how they like the podcast and what do they think that would be the current future of this podcast. So yes, Matthis.
So yeah, I think it was kind of fun. Was a total new experience for me. I've never done something like this before, but it's cool that I can meet and talk with somebody from India. Well, there are like differences, of course, in culture and stuff, and I think this is something that makes the podcast great. So you talk with a lot of different people. You talk about a lot of different topics. And also the fact that it's just like very informative and something. Yes, I think the future is bright.
Yeah, thank you, Matthis. I was like overwhelmed with your thoughts, and yes, actually this platform, what I thought about was to come here and share your views. Like everyone has an opinion, and this could be a place to bring consensus on various topics, to give informations out there to the people who are not aware of some things. They might be aware of various different things, but something is like one cannot be aware of everything in the life. So yes, this was an information sharing platform, a fun platform, a place where people can come and talk to somebody for cultural exchange, for talks, for chit chats and stuff. So I believe you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Matthis. So we will be ending up with the session of today, and thank you, Matthis, again for joining me in the shortcast, the second episode of the Offcast by Prithu. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this great shortcast, the podcast. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this, and we will be coming up with another episode of this very soon. And till then, be safe, be quarantined.